Praise the Lord, everybody. Welcome to On Point, the number one Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America, live every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on any smart device. We're so honored that you joined us today. Join the On Point family worldwide. Why don't you like us and subscribe to us? Do us a favor. We need at least 1,000 thumbs ups today. We want to impact that algorithm. Hit that notification button so you don't miss one of these very stimulating conversations. On Point, if this is your first time, welcome. What we're all about is discussing events in your life that impact your life, but always from a biblical kingdom perspective. We believe, like the sons of Issachar, that Christians especially need to understand the times and know what to do. So if that's you, if you know someone that would love a conversation about current events, sports, culture, politics, but always from a biblical basis, you've come to the right place today. I'm Bishop Dave G. Evans. Reverend Nicholas Smith is our co-host. We want to talk to you today. Give us a call toll-free anywhere in the world, 866-743-8267, 866-743-8267, 866-744-EVANS. Give us a call. We love to talk to you. Our legacy callers, welcome once again. First-time callers, welcome. And all of you who desire to have this conversation, come on, get involved. It can't be nearly as stimulating without you being here. Pastor Nick Smith, what's going on?
Good. All's well.
All is well?
All's well.
Yeah, the kids out of school now, but
Glory.
They already have plans for us, you realize
Oh,
that, right?
I told them already. I said, look, some days you'll come.
Yes.
Some days you staying home.
Yeah.
I got to work.
Yes.
I have to.
Look, because when they're in the building,
Yeah.
it's like double shifts.
Yeah. You can't trust them by themselves.
No.
So, no.
So, mine wanted to come to Monday, and I'm like, we'll have a conversation about this.
Right.
At least give me the first day of the week to start.
Right.
You know?
we'll discuss, but
But they want to come every day.
I told them already. No. But Miss Debs gave them a summer reading program.
Yes.
Yeah, y'all gonna do some work this summer
Yes.
too.
Yeah, but they're. I don't think she gave them enough.
Oh no, we gonna give them extra stuff.
Yeah, I'm supplementing.
You can
also.
supplement. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Praise the Lord.
I told them a book a week.
We'll work together. Okay.
Yeah. At
right.
least a book a week.
At least that sounds good.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Cats away.
Yeah. Right.
That's what my grandma used to say. So today, we've got to talk politics because it's at the forefront of everybody's mind, and it should be. We were just talking about one of the musical legends of our time. Sly Stone passed away at age 82. My children know from when I'm not listening to worship music and I'm listening to oldies. Sly Stone is one of my favorite groups of all time.
Yep.
A lot going on around the world.
Yeah.
Understand a plane crash, which is going to bring some more attention to the deregulation of, and it was an American-built plane, and it crashed soon after and went up in flames. But the one man, I heard the interview yesterday, the one guy walked out of the wreckage.
Yeah.
And somebody I know said, man, he was lucky. I said, no.
That's wild, man.
That wasn't any luck at all. You walk out of an inferno.
Yeah.
And only have minor injuries after the plane crashed, and several hundred people died in the same plane. That ain't no luck, bro.
Yeah, that was something for us.
He called it a miracle.
Yeah. Because he did. I saw the thing. He just walked right out and just.
Wow.
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 That's a 1 in a million.
Doc.
Because you don't hear about that normally.
My aunt said, I keep telling y'all, if God's not ready for you,
Yep.
you're not going anywhere. I said, girl, I believe you.
I know that's right.
I believe you. 866-743-8267, 866-743-8267. If you are watching us, listening to us, and you live anywhere in the Orlando area, I need you to call and speak to our operator and let us know that you live somewhere within the Orlando, Florida area, but also somewhere within the Lauderhill, Fort Lauderdale area. We need to know if you are in those areas in Florida, It has been our intention for a while to begin some ministry impact in those two areas, but we need to know that you live there. We have a location in Orlando, and we are again looking for a location in the Lauderhill area, which is about 2.5 hours south of Orlando, I believe. So give us a call and let us know if you're listening to us, watching us, and you're in that area in Florida. Interested to hear about your interest in perhaps sharing some ministry experiences with us. 866-743-8267, 866-743-8267. Now, protests going on all over the country.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think the protests are particularly about the parade today, or do you think it's a conglomeration of all the issues so far culminating on today?
I think it's a mix of everything, but it's mainly the No King, to respond to his birthday military parade.
Yeah, I call it a dictator's parade.
Yeah,
because that's what it looks like.
Yeah,
Hitler had him.
Guy from Korea, right?
Kim, they all have them.
Mm-hmm.
Hussein had them.
Mm-hmm.
They celebrate their power.
Yep.
And I think it's an intimidation tactic, but the American public is not responding the way they thought they would.
No, they're going to protest. And my thing is, the Christians who are celebrating this military parade, when the celebration of power like this is so un-Christ-like,
right?
Because you never saw Jesus while he was walking the earth do things like this to draw attention to him, and he's God, worthy of all the attention.
Right.
When he wanted to come into the city, he ain't coming on a stallion.
No.
A donkey, meek and humble, the Bible says.
That's right.
He told Pilate and them, if I wanted to, I could call a legion of angels down here to
Don't
rescue.
get it twisted.
Yeah,
we can do this in a different way if we want to.
But as y'all say, power is often silent.
That's right.
And when you know who you are,
that's right.
You don't have to flex it.
Well, why do you think that well, I know the answer already. The Christian nationalist movement is so aberrated from what they say they believe. If we just look at Jesus said when he asked those indicting questions, when I was hungry, did you feed me? Thirsty, did you give me drink? When I didn't have any clothing, did you give me some? When I was in prison, did you come and see about me? Those 4 questions are very indicting to modern day activity of quote unquote Christian movements, especially when the movement contradicts some or most or fails that test. No care, no compassion, you're on your own, and if we can, we're going to make it worse for you. So how do you think they process this part? Because I know you do a lot of studying on the way, not just what they do, but the way people think. Why are they like this?
From what I've heard a few of them tell me, it's not the government's job to do this. It's the church's job to do these things.
Okay.
But to me, if you're talking about Christianity should influence government,
absolutely,
then your Christianity should be revealed
absolutely
in how you govern.
Absolutely.
But the other part to this too is, and I've witnessed this myself and been in the experience with this.
Okay.
Our job is just to help people get saved. It's not our job to lift up their economic status, to lift up their social status.
Okay.
Let's just get them to heaven. And this is not something that church you talked about before. We'll welcome you in for this part, but you can't be a part of.
That's right.
Because our job is just to get you to the kingdom.
Now that allows you to have what the Bible calls pools of Bethesda. We'll silo you here as long as you're out of sight. You're not our responsibility. And if your family can't do anything for you, it's not our job to facilitate it all. But my question is, where is the Lord in that mindset? How do you see hungry people and decide that's just too bad? Why do you think that Christianity doesn't extend past, so the Samaritan story we see two representations of the faith.
Mm-hmm.
One sees it, keeps going.
Yeah.
One comes, closely observes, and still doesn't react.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes another individual who is not quote-unquote Christian,
Mm-hmm.
but has the heart
Yep.
of the Lord,
Mm-hmm.
that understands the neighbor philosophy,
Mm-hmm.
that stops and does everything possible,
Yes.
including getting the individual housing.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Why do you think that some of the movements, or Christian movements, are so disconnected?
Yeah.
It's just, I found a way to be unconcerned about people less fortunate than me.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
all about power, really.
Okay.
When it comes down to it, it's really about power. It's not about God. It's using God as a means to an end to stay in control.
But did Jesus ever avoid people in poverty?
No.
Okay.
He got criticized for it.
Well, I'm being facetious.
I know you. I know. For those who don't, that was their biggest criticism. Why are you around these groups of people that we consider sinners, outcasts, the
Yeah.
world?
Isn't that who he came for?
That's who he came for.
So okay, let's use us as an example.
Yeah.
So suppose we're building a ministry,
Mm.
and we are it's enough glory for us to recognize there's a problem.
Yes.
And that's where I stop.
And that's where we stop.
That just sounds so empty to me.
It is.
Okay.
It is. But when you're shaped in power dynamics rather than serving dynamics.
Okay.
Because is that show on Netflix called The Family, I believe it's called, where they go through how this Christian nationalism evolved.
Okay.
Their model is really not Jesus. Their model is more like David, this warrior, this fighter, this conqueror.
Okay.
And they've been waiting for somebody to come in
Yeah.
that could conquer in that way, rather than Jesus' model is we're going to serve you and show you power that way.
Right. So it's hypothetical love and not practical or implemented love.
No.
Wow.
No.
And so part of the reason we can watch some of our politicians legislate aggressively against people they know are going to be hurt, but have no concern nor compassion. So I don't think we can. This may be an indictable. According to the Jesus model, is it possible to have real compassion and not be moved by it?
No, you have to be moved.
Okay.
Have to.
Okay.
Have to.
Okay.
And we're not sitting there saying that you got to walk around and give everybody $1 million,
Right.
but you can find sustainable ways to help lift people up. And don't give me that we're going to make people, if we help them, we're going to make them reliant on the system.
Right.
But here's my problem. Those people who like Ben Carson, it's Carson, right? Yeah. Paul that was there before,
Yeah.
I believe it was him, all grew up on some form of government assistance.
Yes.
And became successful people.
Yes.
If it can happen for you, why? But if you're embarrassed of where you came from,
Yeah.
I could be wrong. That's just the way
I remember when I was serving in a commissioner's position in the state, how I watched minority contractors get the contract of their lifetime and then pull the ladder up for other minorities. Not pull the minority up.
Yeah.
Pull the ladder. I'm
up.
going to be the only one on this floor now.
Yep.
I saw it with my own eyes.
I believe you.
And I had to step into that because it was so common.
But something we talk about here, if you have a scarcity mindset,
Yep.
you believe that this is all there is.
Yep.
So I got to protect mine more than.
Absolutely.
But it goes back to something we said. Star Wars always has this beautiful stuff.
Yeah.
And he said that oppression is the mask of fear. Ooh. And that's really what it is. Oppression is the mask of fear.
Oh, my.
I'm afraid you're going to develop,
Wow.
you're going to grow.
Wow.
So my fear makes me oppress you.
Wow.
Because I'm afraid you're going to take over. And that's what we're constantly seeing, is fear being masked as oppression.
Wow.
Yes. These Star Wars stories are beautiful, man. Well, the whole story is about revolution and overcoming an evil empire. But when you think about it, a lot of that is fear-based.
Well, you taught me years ago that equality is processed as oppression to those who were in the superior position, or felt as though they were. and I never forgot it.
Yeah, yeah. I'm afraid I'm going to lose my position. But this Christian nationalism goes back deep because, sorry, you said,
No. But if you think about
yeah.
it, I can see how that mindset works.
Yeah.
I've got this.
Mm-hmm.
You've got this.
Mm-hmm.
You're asking me for equality.
Yep.
They don't think of it as bringing up.
Yes.
They think of, I got to give up something for you to come up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not true.
Not true at all.
So that's why the prodigal dad is never depicted as having lost anything when he gives away the son's inheritance.
Mm-hmm.
What is allotted for the son does not diminish the father.
At all.
But that's a spiritual principle.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And that would fly in the face of an emotional reaction.
Yeah.
866-743-8267, 866-743-8267. You guys may wonder sometimes, how do these guys have these conversations? Amazingly, we've been having these same type of conversations for what, 25 years?
Yeah, long time. Yeah, long time.
His head still amazes me. His brain is just, it's somewhere, 866-743-8267. We're going to Yvonne, Oakland Park, Florida. We're going to Robin, of course, after her, and then Scott, old faithful Scott. Yeah. Yvonne, how are you this morning?
Good morning, Bishop and Pastor Nick. Grand rising to you.
Good morning.
God bless you. Welcome to On Point today.
Thank you. You talked about a couple of things. I was in Oakland Park the last time I called.
Okay.
I am now in Lake Placid, which is going to be halfway between Oakland Park and Orlando.
Okay.
So I'm in the middle now.
All right. So you're about what, an hour from each place?
Wait a minute. Say that again.
You're about an hour from each from Orlando and from Oakland Park?
Actually, no. I'm 2 hours from Fort Lauderdale and 2 hours from Orlando, almost 2 hours from Orlando.
Okay.
I'm in Central Florida now.
Okay. So help me with the geography. So Lauderdale is considered mid, north, or south?
I am north of, you say north or south of Orlando?
No, Florida. Northern, southern, middle Florida.
Central.
Central, okay.
I'm actually in Central.
Okay.
Actually, it's like 2 hours from the East Coast and 2 hours from the West Coast.
Okay, all right. And it would take you from where you are right now to get to Orlando how much time?
About 2 hours.
Okay.
Hour and a half.
And Fort Lauderdale, it would take you how much time?
2 hours and 15 minutes.
Okay, so you're right in the middle. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. That's good to know. How's things going for you there? You moved recently?
I did in April. I love it here. It is beautiful. It's mountainous. I never knew that there were mountains in Florida.
Okay.
But it's hilly, and there's a zillion lakes. And right now I'm sitting in front of the lake with you guys.
That's cool.
Rub it in, girl. Just rub it in.
I know. But listen, what you said about the corporate ladder, that happened to me in corporate.
Okay.
They, you help people move up, and then they snatch the ladder from.
Oh yeah.
So.
A lot of people have that experience where they appear to be unpromotable, yet time after time, if a new individual comes in, they are asked to train or orient that person, and then they watch as that person is promoted above them based upon the complete nature of the training they received from the person that got passed over. It's an amazing thing. A lot of times in corporate environments, I found in my own experience, it's not nearly as much about performance as it about relationships in the environment that you work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, the political thing, the protests.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand. How are you using the military for American citizens?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's outrageous, and I'm watching some of the Republican politicians twist themselves into knots trying to defend that. But the only thing that makes it easy for them, Yvonne, is that it happens to be a Democratic governor. But they forget there are Republicans living in the state. And a lot of times, I don't know, and you guys can correct me, it gives the impression that not only do they not care about Democrats, but they actually don't have enough concern about their own people.
Yeah.
Because they're willing for them to suffer, which means to me, they've been kindling wood for the election fire, and that's their value.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Look at all the snap cuts they made.
Amazing.
Majority of those people in those poor states are white
And Republican.
Yeah.
You know,
You're right.
we had to meet with some food people, and they were talking about it.
Here's a question for the three of us. If taking food out of my children's mouths will not get my attention, what will?
Right.
Yeah.
That's the crazy
right.
part. It's
food.
Yeah, food.
Because if you're not for your children, then
It's amazing.
who?
I know a guy who voted our president in, whose dad is being negatively affected by policies, and it hasn't gotten his attention yet. His own father. Unbelievable.
Like I said, it's illogical. It's
Like they talked about, the president campaigned on something was never going to happen, and that is bring the coal industry back here.
Yep.
Well, China is the place that uses more coal than just about anybody in the world.
Okay.
But he talked about bringing that industry back here. Here's the thing that the American psyche doesn't get. Okay, so you say you're going to start manufacturing X here now.
Uh-huh.
The Americans think these plants pop up out of the ground.
Yeah.
You're talking
Yeah, right. Billions.
You're talking billions of dollars have to be invested. Construction has to be completed. All kinds of supply lines have to be set up.
Yep.
It's a multi-year, multi-billion-dollar endeavor that they give us the impression, because I say it's going to happen immediately.
Yep.
And some people won't see this stuff in their lifetime.
Nope.
Exactly.
And those who do see it gonna watch the prices of your goods go up.
Absolutely.
You complaining about being $20 now. Wait till it's $45, $50.
Look. But, I saw a farmer yesterday that hurt my heart. He talked about how he loved his employees. They had been with him for 20 years or so. They were afraid, blah, blah, blah. And then the reporter said, well, do you have a little buyer's remorse now? Because he said he loved these people.
Yeah.
They've been with him forever. He said, well, maybe a little. I said, he doesn't care.
Yep.
What he's worried about is that he can't get the money that he was getting.
For his crap.
It's not the people. It's not the people.
Thank
you, Vi.
I got one more thing.
Go ahead.
Bishop and Pastor Nick, I have an issue, a legal issue with the will that I need to talk to you guys.
Oh.
Okay. Call me. Call me.
Okay.
Call me.
Oh,
all right. I can't give you legal advice on the air, but I can give it to you in private. Amen.
I know.
All right.
So next week, during the week?
You just call me, yeah. If make sure you leave your number. Extension 100, okay?
Okay, good enough.
All right.
Thank you. Be blessed. Have a wonderful day.
You too. God bless you now. That was Yvonne from Oakland Park, Florida. 866-743-8267, 866-74 Evans. Let's go to Two-Question Robin from Bear, Delaware. Hey, Robin.
Good morning, Bishop.
How you doing?
Good. I had 4 questions.
Oh, Lord.
But I'll keep it down to 1 today.
Okay.
Maybe 2, but first I want to say, Bishop, your Bible study Wednesday.
Yeah.
Did you get it?
Yes, and I put it in my playlist.
Okay.
One of the questions, Bishop, is pertaining to Bible study and me being at Bethany. Is there a difference between consequences? And not consequences. Yeah, consequences and God's direction. Is there any similarity to that?
Consequences and direction. When you think of consequences, I think we mostly think of results of a decision or an action.
Okay. Okay.
Direction would be on God prompting us, guiding us, leading us to a certain place, to a certain thing. So when we think of God directing us, we think of Him giving us guidance. When we think of consequences, we think of the results, positive or negative, of what we do, say. That the outcome is a consequence. So consequences are not necessarily evil. They can be good and they can be bad. So if you go to work, you get paid, those are good consequences for your effort. You don't go to work, you get fired, that's a negative consequence.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, because I think about, when I came to Bethany, I grew up in church, went to different churches, but I never felt the way I feel at Bethany as far as like the teachings, what I've been learning, how you teach the word to help us to understand. And then when you read it, you'll remember, okay, this is what Bishop was talking about. This is what Bishop was trying to say to us. Never had the love that I had from Bethany. So I'm just thankful that God directed me, like I said, to watch TBN and saw you on there, because I feel that was Him letting me know where I should be in order for me to grow. Even though sometimes I didn't listen, you always said I was hard-headed. My mom said it too.
Yeah, I agree with your mother.
You know what? Bless her heart. I wish he was here. But, yeah, and I'm just thankful to God for that. And I know He's working behind the scenes for me. You know my story, and I know things is going to really change for me this year. I just feel it in my spirit that things is about to change, and I just have to be ready and be obedient to what He's about to show me. And I just thank you for teaching. But, yeah, the Bible study Wednesday, I'm going to watch that again and again. And Pastor Nick, I see that you're doing all these short messages, so I set up a playlist for you, too.
Oh, cool.
That's good.
Yes,
Good.
yes.
Let me ask you a question,
Robin.
Robin. I was thinking about your daughter the other day.
Oh.
Yeah, don't say that, Robin. Tell her to call me. Tell her to call me, please.
Oh, okay.
All right. Now, don't say I demanded it. Just say Bishop asked, would you call him? Okay.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that. Yeah, she said she's gonna come to church with me. But question, Bishop.
Yeah.
If it's been a lot of talk about the election being rigged. President Trump said it, came out and even said it, and there's a lot of things that's going on. If for some reason they find out that it was rigged, illegal and everything, and say he gets impeached or whatever, how it works, would his whole administration be legit, or they would have to leave too?
Well, no, that would not necessarily get the other people that he appointed fired, I don't think. But here's what I've learned about, if the only thing that legitimizes a process is when it's to your benefit, then that process is not legitimate. And many times in the present environment that you and I are dwelling in, what our president accuses others of consistently reveals what he's guilty of himself. It was genius, but it was evil. A lot of perceptions were performed by repetitive messages. For instance, people began to believe the election was rigged and actually believed there was balance in the explanation. It's fair if I win, it's rigged if I don't. That is patently revealing about the fact that I'm never going to be satisfied if I lose. I'm always going to say it's illegal. And then people started to pick up that mantra. If he loses, it's rigged, it's rigged, it's rigged. For instance, watch perceptions now. Why is the protest in California different than January 6th?
I know. This is crazy. We're in the twilight zone.
Well, why? And why won't someone ask the question? Okay, if this was illegal, what was attacking the Capitol? I mean, it's just simple logic.
Yeah, it is. It is.
It is.
Okay.
Well, I know there was a clip where you had those committee meetings, and they was asking, I can't think of her name, it's the Noose with the N, and they were saying, what about January 6th? why are you saying California was insurrection? What about January 6th? And she wouldn't answer. She kept saying, no, this is an insurrection or whatnot. So they know they lying.
Of course. Of course they do.
They know they lying.
Of course they do.
But
they don't like questions.
I didn't mean to cut you off, Bishop. Before I forget, did you see the clip where Senator Booker, when they tore in regarding that senator getting arrested?
No, I didn't see it yet, but he's.
Oh, you got to watch him.
He's going to be with us.
People was commenting like, you need to run for president. He really was on fire. You got to actually watch that. There's a lot of them coming out about that.
Well, there's an issue. What I don't get is I don't know how you have the tape and then contradict it.
Yeah, right. You got all.
You know, are you gonna believe your lying eyes, or you gonna believe what I tell you?
I know, right? Yeah.
Thank you, Robin.
All right, you and Pastor Nick have a blessed, safe Father's Day tomorrow.
Yes. Thank you.
And may God bless y'all more and more and more.
Need all the fathers to show up tomorrow.
Yep.
Need all the fathers to show up tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I got a word on behalf of the fathers. We need all the fathers to show up.
And I thank you for being my spiritual father and Pastor Nick,
we love you, Rob.
brother. And I love y'all with so.
All right.
I love y'all so much.
Talk to you soon, girl.
Y'all have a blessed day.
All right. Bye-bye. 866-743-8267, 866-743-8267, 866-74-EVANS. Give us a call. We love to talk to you. This is On Point, the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America, live every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on any smart device at David G. Evans, the #1. Give us a thumbs up today. Hit that notification button. Why don't you share? Invite some people to join our conversation. We're going to Scott. Hey, Scott, how you doing? Scott. Okay, we don't have Scott. So I was watching television the other day, and they were, of course, talking about current events. And maybe I'm being a little too critical, but it seems to me that when the commentators are asking questions, they're avoiding the obvious. Am I mistaken?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Because to me, I'm like, why aren't you asking this?
Yeah.
And what is? I don't know. Maybe I don't understand how this commentating thing works. So if I ask you a question, and you completely do not answer the question,
right?
I mean, you do a what about?
Yeah.
Why don't I say, wait a minute,
you
haven't answered my question?
Yeah.
Why? Is there some unwritten rule that I'm not aware of, where if I've got a guest who's not answering, that I have to continue to accept the non-answers throughout the? Why can't I say, at what point are you going to answer my question?
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm not giving you what you. No. I'm not asking you to say what I want you to say. I'm asking you, why is this like this?
Yeah.
And you keep telling me about something else.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's hard about that?
I mean, it's hard for me to watch a lot of news because of how they present it.
Okay.
Journalism as we used to know it is no longer anymore.
Walter Cronkite stuff is gone.
Yeah, they're fair and balanced down the middle. It's more about money, ratings.
Yeah.
It feels more entertainment driven.
Well, it is.
Rather than actual information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
So they'll do those circular things just to keep, because they know drama works.
Yeah, but when you get these guests whose answer is just a litany of their point of view.
Yeah.
Why have you on?
Yeah. The drama.
Wow.
The drama. Yeah.
We got somebody from Jasper, Georgia. Kay, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
How are you? Welcome to On Point.
Thank you.
What's your comment today?
My comment is something wrong with me, with my thinking that parade today, $45 million.
Ooh, that's a lot of money.
And the cuts in Medicaid, in the school programs.
Mm-hmm.
There's something wrong with me, and I look at TBN. That's where I first saw you.
Yes, ma'am.
And then I noticed I didn't see you anymore, and and then I found you on the podcast about 2 years ago, and I said, thank you. So I just want to know. I stopped looking at ministers on TBN.
I don't blame you.
Mm-hmm.
I stopped. Well, I stopped because one reason, when Obama was in, it came to me that these people really are prejudiced.
You were correct.
And then when Donald Trump started running, he was the answer to God.
Yep. All wrong, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I'm like, am I wrong? Am I wrong? Oh, I got in a big argument at my job.
Mm-hmm.
I had to cut myself off because they were trying to tell me Donald Trump was okay. I said, he's prejudiced. Well, Biden is prejudiced. I said, right so.
Yeah.
I said, right so. I said, he wrote that bill that got all these black men in jail. Not that saying that some of them did was wrong, wasn't wrong, But I'm just saying, a man that says that he likes Putin, Kim Jong, however you say it, Jong-un.
Yeah.
He said he admired those people.
Something's wrong with that. Nothing's wrong with your thinking.
And then, not only that, he's going to have this parade today.
I don't understand. You're thinking in a balanced way when you wonder if we're short of money for food for poor people, if we're short of money for cancer research, how do we justify $45 million for a parade on one day?
Yeah.
So you're not wrong in your thinking. How are you taking food out of children's mouths, saying it's a bad use of funds, misuse of funds, but a parade is absolutely a correct use of funds? You're not wrong, okay? You're not wrong. It doesn't make sense. It's like you live in a house, you guys have no food, and you go out and buy a pair of Jordans. Something's wrong with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I went to the African American Museum. I was up in Maryland. I went up there. And I come out and I had to get myself under control.
Yes, ma'am.
Because, by the way, I'm 75 years old.
Okay.
So I'll be 76 June 27th. And I'm saying that's why nothing has really changed.
We've been on a journey, but we haven't traveled nearly as far as we thought.
And the young people, they act like they don't know.
Is that true, Pastor Nick? Don't they know?
They're learning, but remember, they don't teach black history.
That's right.
The proper way.
That's right.
You learn about Martin Luther King, Jesse Owens, but you don't really learn about a lot.
Well, I remember when one of my children's books, history books, I had to search through it for anything that represented black folk. And I think they talked about the cotton gin, but I didn't see any struggle. So it was like we had a couple good inventors, but the struggle was completely taken out of the story.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that is not a complete Black history, but this DEI thing is pervasive now.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need to see you on websites. We don't need to see you in books.
Yep.
We don't need to hear about you in school.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So, but unfortunately, people have eyes.
Yep.
And people of color and people that are white are recognizable.
Mm-hmm.
And merely on that fact, those two groups have history.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
it's not all good.
Mm-mm.
So they don't want to talk about the Native Americans that were
Yep.
slaughtered.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to talk about slavery
Mm-hmm.
because human life was currency
Mm-hmm.
for what they wanted to accomplish.
Exactly.
So I think it's wrong for children to grow thinking that countries were built on nothing but cotton candy and ice cream.
Yep.
It's just wrong.
It's wrong.
Kay, where's Jasper, Georgia?
It's north of Canton, Georgia.
You mean where the Canton Spirituals came from?
No. They came from Ohio.
Yes, ma'am. I was making a joke.
No, okay, you know, the Blue Ridge Mountains?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we down below that.
My, it must be beautiful.
Well, it is. And we talking about somebody that don't know anything. I'm originally from Cartersville.
Okay.
And so it's different. It's a different setting. Like, I go down there to celebrate Juneteenth.
Are you near Valdosta or Augusta, anywhere near?
No, but you mentioned Valdosta. That's where my mom was from.
Okay.
Okay, but Cartersville is, I'm about an hour from Atlanta.
Okay,
from
I
here.
got it. That's good. All right. I understand.
Okay.
I understand. We appreciate you calling us today, Kay.
Okay, and I want to tell you I appreciate you, and I tell people about you all the time.
God bless you. How's church going down there?
It's going pretty good.
Yeah.
I go to the chapel church up here in Jasper,
Mhm.
the only black pastor with a mixed congregation.
Okay.
And I also go, when I'm in Cartersville, I go to the House of Liberty,
Okay.
Bishop Pete Smith. So,
Please give both pastors our regards, okay?
all right, I will, and continue the great work you're doing.
Absolutely. Stay strong now.
All right,
See you soon.
all right.
We're going to Scott from Vineland. Scott, are you there?
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm
Uh-huh.
working overtime. Somebody spilled some
Well,
juice right
why-
outside my closet door.
Why you calling from work, man? You're going to get in trouble, man. You don't mess
Taking
around
my
and
break.
You on break?
I'm taking my break.
Okay. Make sure it's legal now.
Right.
Yeah, sorry about that. Lady's son spilled a whole bunch of juice and had to go take care of it. You know how it was, Bishop, when I used to work for you.
Yeah.
Janitorial work is never done.
Absolutely.
Never done.
What's on your mind this morning, Scott?
Mr. Trump was banning this travel stuff. We know we crazy, but what's it got to do with anything but with anything? I don't.
It's
Guys, we all do crazy.
diversions. It's psychological diversion, Scott. That's all it is. It's just diversions. You know, there's so many things that are not working out. They throw these sensitivities out. Immigration. Like, for instance, Pastor Nick, you help me. Scott, you help me.
Sure.
So we want to deport 10 million people who have migrated to the country.
Mhm.
But the impression that they're giving is all 10 million, or most of the 10 million, are criminals.
Yep.
It's not
It's
true.
Not true at all.
The
Right.
folk that they are saying have done these horrible crimes,
Mhm.
I believe there's been 22,000
Mhm.
out of the 10 million
Mm-hmm.
over the last 15 or 18 years.
Yep.
But the impression that they're given is that there's 10 million people who migrated to the United States, and they're just about all murderers, rapists, drug dealers.
Yep.
It's just a lie.
It's
but
a lie.
why doesn't common sense kick in?
It's not built on common sense. Excuse me. The people that support this, I've said something that they have such a quota they need to fill. That's why they're just picking up random people.
Okay.
Because they got to fulfill their quota.
It would be 3,000 a day.
Yeah. But
Okay.
people's logic is the reason why. Here's what's crazy. They tell us,
Yeah.
don't be the victim.
Right.
Work your way up.
That's right.
If you don't succeed, it's your fault.
That's right.
But to them, not all, but to a certain group, we're not succeeding because these people are taking our jobs.
It's not true.
They're messing with.
They're doing jobs you don't want.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Now, this
Now,
is-
you
this
send
is-
them back,
Yeah.
you're going to have to do that job, duh.
Well, yesterday, the president comes on, or the day before yesterday, and decides that the farm workers, they're not all bad people,
Yep.
and the hotel workers are not all bad people. Why? Because if you're serving us, you're okay.
Yep.
But all of a sudden now, because a couple lobbies got to them, farmers got to them, the hotel guys are rich. You're messing with our money, buddy.
Yep.
All of a sudden now, we got to practice common sense
Yeah.
when we're doing this thing. What?
Yep.
Now, common sense
And they
with him?
handcuffed a senator.
Yep.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They threw him on the ground because he asked a question and then tried to lie and say, no, he was charging the podium. He was unruly. We didn't know who he was. The guy's saying out loud on camera, I'm Senator so-and-so.
Yep.
Senator...
Yep. Yep.
Bless us, Lord. Bless us,
Handcuffed
Lord.
him, put him down on the ground.
Wow.
And look, Republicans said nothing.
Yep.
Democrats' hair was on fire.
Yep. Like you said, they tried to spin it. He was wrong. They didn't know who he was. They thought he was. No, y'all know.
We already
know.
saw the tape, Sister Noam.
Y'all know.
They knew.
We already saw the tape.
They knew. Was he wearing a mask or something? They
No,
didn't.
no. He didn't have
But
a mask.
I just wanted to give you guys a call and like I said, thanks for the many prayers and
Absolutely, man.
day by day I'm getting stronger.
Good.
By July 1st, I'm going to be back in the Runnymede area.
Okay.
Lord bless me. So nice little studios, just right. I'll fill in on the details, Bishop and Pastor
Yeah.
Nick. But your son was up here, Leon. I didn't get to see him. His mom Tidwell got sick on Nazarene Church retreat, and his sister had to go get her. But he was up here handling his business. But I did, talk to him briefly. And Mom's okay. She just has to slow down, Mom Tidwell.
Well, she's not going to do that. Leon was supposed to give me the address and all that, because if something happens, his mom lives around the corner from the church.
Yes. I'll get it for you. I'll leave that on your
Yeah,
message.
we can get there, at least immediately and let him know what's going on. I know he's got family up here, but sometimes people are not in town and all that kind of stuff, and he can call.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll get that for you, and I'll
All right.
leave that on your personal thing.
And she knows me.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah, she
Yes,
knows
very
me.
well.
All
Very
right.
well.
All right.
All right.
Talk to you.
Guys, take care. All right. Bye bye.
866-743-8267, 866-743-8267. This is On Point, the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America, live every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on any smart device at David G. Evans, the #1. Want you to give us a call. Don't be shy. If it's your first time, come on. We won't hurt you. We're going to Derek from Camden. Hey, Derek, how are you?
Derek.
Hey, how you doing, Pastor?
Welcome once again. What's on your mind this morning?
Hey, Pastor Nick.
Hey, man.
Bishop, I'm calling you to tell you I'm home.
Good.
Wow.
Good.
Wow. Congratulations.
Yeah.
I'm home. God worked in mysterious ways.
Yeah, he sure did.
Yeah, I'm home. I'm home for good.
You said, oh,
I told
man.
my mom, I woke up, I told my mom, I said, I don't even feel like I'm home. I feel like I'm on vacation.
I'm glad to hear it, man. You've come a long way in the last couple months.
Yeah, I come a long way. But yeah, I'm home. Every time I go outside to go to the store, I look at that spot that I got hit by a car by.
Wow.
And that keeps reminding me.
So where you got hit was close to your home?
It was on 22nd Street. I'm on 19th.
Wow.
Yeah, and a lady lived right on 20th Street. 22nd Street.
Wow. But look where you are now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm home.
God has blessed
so
you.
I can finally come and see you.
Absolutely.
I'm walking real good. I'm walking really, really good.
Good. How's that hand?
The hand is going okay.
Coming along, right?
Yeah, my aunt
keep working
was sick.
Keep working
it. My aunt was sick last Sunday. She couldn't take me to come and see you. So I'm going to try and ask her tomorrow.
Yeah, we got Father's Day tomorrow. You don't want to miss it. I got a word for the fathers. We're coming out on behalf of the dads tomorrow.
Yeah. If I can't go, I'm going to watch it on TV.
That's right. Well, good to hear from you, man. I'm glad you're home.
Okay.
God bless you now.
Bless you.
God bless you, too.
Bye-bye. Next up is Beverly from Clementon. Good morning, Bev.
Good morning.
How you doing this morning? Welcome to On Point.
Okay. Doing okay. Good morning, Bishop. Good morning, Pastor Nick.
Hi.
Morning.
What's on your mind, Bev?
Yeah, very quickly, because I know there isn't much time. Regarding the lies behind the mass deportations, the reason why common sense hasn't kicked in, because common sense isn't common anymore. And then, of course, he had the South African president in the Oval Office, and he called himself publicly embarrassing him when he alluded to the fact that there was white genocide going on in South Africa, which has been another one of his lies that has been debunked. And then he's, hauling all these immigrants out of the country. And then following this meeting he had with the South African president, now he's giving white South Africans a pass to come into the United States.
Yeah.
And I refuse to call him president because he's not living up to the title. I've given him a more befitting title, the Doge Demon living in the White House. And I'm just blown away that the Republican-led Congress would give him a pass to throw a $45 million parade and using the excuse that he's celebrating the 250th anniversary of the Army, when this is really just an extravagant birthday celebration for himself, who hasn't spent not one day, and he didn't care enough about the country, to join the military. And another thing that I'd like to point out about this parade, it's going to cost a ton of money.
Yes.
Because all these tanks rolling through the streets of Washington, D.C. are going to destroy the streets.
Yep.
That's going to be more money. And here this man is, slashing programs and services that are vitally needed to people in the name of eliminating government waste, but he has no qualms whatsoever about throwing away millions to, have what I consider to be nothing more than an ego trip for himself.
It's a dictator's parade.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
So that's basically all I want to say today. And you all keep on doing what you're doing.
God bless you.
And I'd like to wish you and Pastor Nick happy Father's Day a day early.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow.
See you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now. Danny from Lauderhill, Florida.
Danny.
Hey, Dan.
Bishop.
Welcome.
Pastor Nick, how y'all doing today?
Hey, man. Did you get my voicemail, Dan?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I called you.
You did?
Yeah, I said you must have been busy conquering some problem. That's why I didn't hear back from you.
No, I didn't get it.
Yeah, I called you Tuesday.
Okay, I'll double check to see what's what.
Yeah, I called you from my office phone, so you might not have recognized the number, or you might have thought I was spam or something.
Yes.
What's on your mind this morning, Danny?
Well, I'm just trying to stay calm. Different things that's going on. and what have you. And just thank you down through the years for all the work that you have done, you and Pastor Nick and your entire staff. And, coming up to tomorrow, and I'm glad you said that you got a word for us tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Because you have kept us in the right direction, especially not just fathers, but the family, keeping us together, telling us what to do about different emotions that we have, he emotions, she emotions, and what have you, to understand and to keep the family together, keep it going. So I just want to thank you all for that. And different things that I don't know if you have you noticed when you go into the supermarkets lately? Have you all noticed the vegetables lately?
What's going on with them?
They're not the same.
What do you mean?
Because of the fact that you don't have those people that will be there to pick them at the right time to get the best.
You mean the quality has changed?
The quality, right. Take a look at it. Prices haven't changed. Prices going up, but you look at the fruit; they're just not the same.
What's really weird is that there are a lot of things that are very valuable to us as edibles that machines can't harvest. Mm-hmm. They haven't made machines that can harvest some of this stuff without destroying the produce. Mm-hmm. So we need people that are willing to do that kind of work to put food on the table, not just for us, but in other countries. I expect a politician to have vision.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still amazed. You can't make an economic decision in your home that's detached from the people in your home.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
When they're making these decisions about money and budgets, it's almost like they have to blank out or block out the fact that these decisions are attached to people's lives. So do I think they're so short-sighted that they don't understand that? I think they understand it fully. I think the concern we talked about at the top of the program, especially for the Christian politicians, is that they have to tell themselves the most important principle in my decision is the money, and it does not matter how it impacts the lives of people. How possibly I think you need to get a new kind of religion, but to be a Christian and have no concern for the decisions that you make. In your house, if you get your wages cut 30% at work, it's going to impact everybody in the home.
The whole family, yes.
So why, when we watch our politicians, do they behave as though, we're just going to cut that program? Like I'm watching these hearings, and these guys are actually saying, I don't know about that program, but you authorized the elimination of it. You said cut it. Did you realize you were cutting medical research for people that work in mines? Well, no. What do you mean, no?
Marjorie Taylor Greene already admitted she didn't read the big, beautiful bill, but voted on it. They don't read those things like that.
Unbelievable. Money is attached to people. Your decision about money impacts people's lives. You have to dehumanize yourself to just say, we're cutting money, we're saving a buck here, buck there. And Musk comes out and says, what is the sense of cutting these programs if we're going to increase the debt to $5 trillion? It makes no sense.
No sense at all.
No sense at all.
Okay. I'm done ranting. How my sister doing?
Blessed and highly favored.
How did I know you were going to say that? Tell her I said hello, man.
Will do, Bishop. Thank you very much.
Let's talk maybe later today.
Yes, we'll do.
All right, man.
All right. Be blessed now. Thank
Bye-bye
you,
now.
Take care.
As well.
Are we over time?
Yeah.
Oh. Look, everybody, we over time today. We don't apologize. We just had such a good time talking to you. Tomorrow, of course, is Sunday. It's Father's Day. 8 a.m. is our virtual service. 11 a.m. You don't want to miss our in-person service. Our convocation is coming up June 25th to the 27th. You need to make it your business to be here with us. Classes in our schools of excellence during the day. Pastors, assistant pastors, men, women, youth, creative fine arts, business tracks. Those of you that want to start a business, grow a business, or maximize your business through social media and artificial intelligence. We're going to have all that instruction here for you over the 3 days of Power of God 2025. We want you to be on board. Go to our website, go to Bethany.com. You'll see there, follow, register. We've got 3 major mini concerts. Pastor Smokey Norfolk, John P. Key, J.J. Hairston. We've got preachers from all over the nation, people coming from all around the world. We want you to be here also. Excited about the leader of our ministries, Abundant Harvest in Malawi, is also coming.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah.
Good.
Pastor Paul will be here with us. Subscribe to our On Point podcast on YouTube. We're going to migrate On Point on this page into. We're going to have On Point podcast, its own channel, coming up soon. We'll keep you posted. My new book, Elevate. Want you to get it. You're going to enjoy it. If you need some help during the week, you need some uplifting in the spirit, text BBC Elevate to 28950. If you need to know what we're doing, what's happening around the plaza, text BBC News to 28950. Now, we love to pray with you, but we can't pray with you if you don't send your prayer request to us. You want to send it to prayer at gotobethany.com. That's prayer at gotobethany.com. We would love to agree with you in prayer, pray about that situation with you, but you got to let us know. Well, for Pastor Nicholas Smith, I'm Bishop David G. Evans. Remember, faith acts like a thing is so, even when it's not so, that it might be so. God bless you, and we'll see you next time on Point.